You were born in a hallway to hell, and it wasn't metaphorical. It was a horror story with bad engineering. Everything happened through your mother's equipment. Females of your kind have the full deluxe package, a fake scrotum and a clitoris the size and shape of a penis. They mate and give birth through it. Evolution clearly had a sense of humor. Getting you out through that mess? It stretches, sometimes tears. You could say pain was your birthright. And when you finally forced your way through, there was no light, only a tunnel of clay and roots, and one tiny devil waiting on the other side, your sister. You came out eyes open, teeth ready, blind, but already furious at the world. Two tiny beasts, 1.5 kilos each, crawling over your mother like little warlords. And yes, your very first act in life was to fight your sister for dominance. Forget lullabies. Your world started with a bite. After 10 days, your mom drags you and your sister to the clan's communal nursery, sometimes literally by the neck. Older cubs swarm you like nosy cousins at a family barbecue, poking, sniffing, testing who's boss. Spoiler, it's always the daughters of the highest-ranking females. That's the deal here. Rank isn't earned, it's inherited. You're a princess, but with more scars. Your mom barely tolerates other females near you for the first 2 weeks. Anyone gets too close, especially a male, and she snaps like a bear trap. After that, you're on your own in the den full of chaos, 50 squealing mouths, half related, all trouble. Cubs of every age tumble and bite and shriek, pretending to play, but really measuring who will end up on top later. Still, you learn fast. The den is a war zone with nap breaks. You play by chasing, biting, and sometimes mounting each other like confused teenagers. Adults join in too. Some of the males let the cubs chew on their ears and legs just for fun. On hot days, everyone might head to a muddy pool to splash and bite each other underwater. It looks like fun, but it's not. It's practice for dominance, hunting, and not dying later. You spend your first weeks doing one thing, drinking milk like it's a career. 6 times a day for over an hour each time, you latch on and don't let go. Your mother's milk is richer than steak tartare, packed with more protein and fat than any other carnivores. Your sister fights you for the better nipple, and sometimes you both come out bleeding. That's family bonding, Hyena style. When your mother decides you're too old for milk, she cuts you off cold. You throw weaning tantrums, circling, whining, baring your teeth in a tragic grimace. Sometimes you both snap and bite each other. It's not personal. It's just hierarchy training. At a few months old, you start to follow her when she leaves, first a few meters, then farther each time. You stop, stare, and run back to the tunnel when she's out of sight. At 5 months, you start chewing real meat. Your mom watches everything. She stands guard when you eat, snarls at anyone who gets too close, and drags you back by the scruff if you wander too far. And it's not paranoia, it's survival. Hyenas are cannibals. A stranger from another clan can end up as meat. No grief, no guilt, just opportunity. So if a stranger hyena even wanders close, your mom makes sure she doesn't stay long. As you grow, you learn the rules. Females rule, males drool, literally. You're heavier, meaner, and your testosterone rivals theirs. When a male finds a perfect shady spot to nap in and you want that place, he moves. Always. You don't even have to growl. One look from you, and he's halfway to another continent. Evening in the clan feels like a bizarre neighborhood reunion. You greet your friends by sniffing each other's erect phalluses. Everyone, male and female alike. No shame, no secrets, just scent-based social networking. Then you paste your signature perfume on some grass stalks, a bit of anal gland artistry to say, "I was here, deal with it." You're loud too, the whole clan is. When you whoop, the sound carries for kilometers, a haunting, rising call that can summon your allies or warn your rivals. When you laugh, people think you're having fun. You're not. You're nervous or pissed or both. Your laugh is the soundtrack of anxiety. You hunt alone most of the time. You don't need backup. You trot, watch, sniff, make a herd run, and then pick off the weakest. You can sprint 50 kilometers an hour for several minutes straight. You've taken down wildebeest 3 times your weight and eaten 14 kilos of meat in half an hour. You don't waste time. You don't waste anything. This time, you went with your clan. A few sisters, enough to make the night nervous. The air was thick, humming with heat and dust. You found them near the river, a family of zebras, their stallion standing tall, pretending courage could stop hunger. He saw you coming and charged, teeth bared, hooves flashing. You scattered for a heartbeat, then curved back like smoke. The herd bolted, and you were already running. Dust rose, hooves thundered, your sisters fanned out and sliced the herd apart. The stallion kept turning back to defend his family, snapping and kicking, but every charge left the others more exposed. Then it happened. A young zebra, barely a year old, stumbled half a stride behind. Just enough. That's all it takes. You and your sisters surged forward while the stallion chased another attacker. 12 bodies hit the foal from every side. There's no killing bite. You kill by eating. Flesh tears, bones crack, screams twist into snarls. The zebra collapsed under the weight of hunger itself. More hyenas came, pulled by the sound and the scent. Soon there were over 20 of you, a living tide of fur and muscle. You didn't fight for food. You competed by eating as quickly and as much as possible. In the scramble, you climbed over, jumped on top of, and wriggled underneath one another until the carcass disappeared beneath a heaving wall of bodies. Shoulders slammed together, teeth clashed, muzzles dove and lifted, slick with blood. The air rang with crunching bones, tearing flesh, and wild bursts of laughter that weren't laughter at all. 7 minutes later, it was done. Only a dark stain on the grass, a few scraps of stomach, and the iron taste of victory hanging in the air. You could eat up to 1/3 of your own weight in one sitting. That time, everything went right. The next hunt didn't. The herd ran for a long time, but in the end, you brought a zebra down. You didn't get far. A few minutes later, everyone froze. A black-maned lion was running straight toward the carcass. When he was still 100 meters away, you and your sisters pulled back, calling out your alarm grunts. Not running, not yet, just giving him space. You knew how this game went. The lion chased a few of you for show, then planted himself beside your kill like he'd earned it. When he settled down, you crept back, low, steady, stopping every few steps. The smell of blood still pulled at you. 60 meters away, you waited, eyes fixed on the meat you'd worked for. 5 minutes later, he was up again, chasing 2 of your sisters for over 200 meters before returning to his meal. You stayed where you were, silent, watching him tear apart what had been yours. Your stomachs ached, empty, angry, stretched from the run. You'd worked for hours, and now you were watching dinner eat your dinner. Welcome to the food chain. You do the killing, he gets the meal. Out here, that counts as teamwork. Everyone thinks you're a scavenger, a dirty joke with spots. They say lions hunt and hyenas steal. Funny thing is, lions steal from you more than you ever steal from them. But no one writes songs about that. You do the killing, they get the credit, and somehow you're still the villain. You're the punchline in every story, the monster behind every laugh. Out here, you work harder, bleed longer, eat last, and still get called lazy. And mating? It's a farce. The males act like nervous interns around you. They follow you for weeks, sniffing the air, bowing, pawing the ground, trying to look brave. You pretend not to notice until one gets close enough. Then maybe you let him try. If he's lucky and careful, he manages to connect with your absurd anatomy. Sex lasts a few minutes, feels like paperwork, and repeats until you're done. Romance? Extinct. Pregnancy lasts about 4 months. Birth, as mentioned, is hell. You deliver 1 or 2 cubs, fully armed with teeth. They start fighting almost immediately. You look at them and think, yep, that's my legacy. Most of your day is lying around until something moves, smells, or screams. Then it's chaos. You nap, you hunt. You paste your scent on boundaries that smell like death and pride. Your poop piles, white with digested bone, gleam under the sun like trophies. You've earned everyone. At night, when the cubs finally fall asleep and the savannah hums with insects and distant roars, you stretch, bones cracking, blood still sticky from the hunt. You think, not bad for the monster everyone laughs at. You were born fighting, you live to eat, love on hard mode, and lead because no one else dares to. You're a female with a phallus, a laugh mistaken for madness, and a bite that can crush a giraffe's bone. The world calls you ugly, cruel, and strange. You call it Tuesday.